Okay, we're ready to do number 3, Lobos. And we are just going to do letter B, because there is a question on your test just like it. John's Cleaning Services charges an initial fee of $50. That's the number, so I'm going to box it. And it says initial. Initial means first. Like the first letter of your name is an initial. So initial means first. So $50 per service call plus means plus, $22 for each hour of service. $22 for each hour of service. Number 1, write an equation using C, the total cost of a service, as a function of H, the total number of hours the cleaning service lasted. So we're going to write our equation in the form of y equals mx plus b. Or more importantly, they said C was cost. Cost depends on the hour of service. So C equals, and it's dependent on all of the stuff to happen to the H. So MH plus B. So all I did was replace the X and the Y with an H and a C. I hope that makes sense. H stands for hours. C stands for costs. The cost depends on all of the hours to happen in order for it to happen. So we got to plug in these numbers. The numbers are either going to go in M's place or B's place. Well, we got to figure out which is which. It says $50, an initial fee of $50. Initial means first or start. The B stands for the y-intercept. The y-intercept, if we're looking at a graph, is where the graph starts in these types of circumstances. So the B has to be 50. So 50 goes at the back. And we say it has plus in there, so I'm going to put a plus sign. I got to figure out what M is. That's our slope. It says $22 each hour of service. Each hour is $22. Each hour is $22, so 22H. And then C comes at the front. So C equals 22 hours plus $50. Doesn't that make sense? The initial fee is $50. They're going to pay them a flat fee of $50, no matter what. And then they pay them $22 for every hour that they work. And how much they get paid depends on all of that to happen. Okay? So what is the value of the slope in the equation, and what does it represent? Well, the slope is next to the H, which is 22. And 22 represents the hours of service, or each hour of service. I'm going to put 4 because I forgot to put the 4 in there. So $22 for each hour of service. The y-intercept is that other number. It's the beginning fee. B for beginning. So the y-intercept is $50. And it represents the initial fee. notice that I got this information from my sentence. The $50 is the initial fee, and the $22 for each hour of service. It's directly from my word problem. That's number 3B. I'm going to keep going because I only have been talking for 5 minutes. So I'm going to make this video just a little bit longer. Let's go to number 6. Number 6, we're going to graph on Desmos. It says use the grid to graph. That's your indication that you're going to graph on Desmos. So I'm going to clear out my graphs by hitting the X. And I'm going to put in the new graph. It says -2y is greater than -2x minus 8. There's my graph. This is a graph, like y'all have seen this type of graph before. It's got a dotted line because of the inequality greater than, but it's shaded below the line. Interesting. It's shaded below the line. Okay, so let's read our problem. It says to graph this inequality, which coordinate point represents a solution to this inequality? So the solution set is the shaded area, and if this were a solid line, the solution would be on the line as well. But this is a dotted line. There are no solutions on the dotted line because the dots will fall through the line. So no solutions on that dotted line. Let's go ahead and put these points, these 4 points, on the graph. So the first point is A, which is -8, comma 2. The second point, letter B, is 2, 0. The third point, letter C, is -2, 2. The fourth point, letter D, is 0.6. There. And see how it says label underneath each of those? I could even go back and I could label those by the letters if I wanted to do that. So that one's A. That one's B. This one is C. And this one is D. Alright, so I got my points on my graph, and I want to know which point is in the solution set. Get those out the way there. Which point is in the solution set? Well, there's 3 points. Where's the other point? Let's see, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Boom. The only point that's in the shaded area is this guy right here, which is letter what? Let's make it bigger so you can see it. Or, sorry. Make this bigger so you can see it. Letter B. That's our answer. B. That was easy. All I did was graph it. So I'm going to circle B. Okay, and I have reached 10 minutes. I will pause, we'll go to the next video to see the next problem.